This is Coach Brix.
And O'Brien.
And this is the program. We are here with our special guest, Brian.
Yes.
Brian, how are you, my man? We appreciate it. It's one of the
Good to be here.
CFA commissioners. We love this guy. This guy's awesome. Setting a lot of good things up here, not only just with the CFA, but also doing stuff outside. And I know we're going to get to that here soon after we go through some of these games and stuff. But please, jump in. Definitely. I know you will. If you guys have any, you know what I mean, talk about teams. I know you've seen a lot of them and stuff like that, being the coach of one of them. So please jump in. Ed, what do you think, man? End of the season already.
Yep.
Regular season's done. These kids started back in July, and the season is over.
Just like that.
It's crazy. Crazy how time fast, you know, how fast time flies, but man, amazing. Some teams are done. You know, many of them have gone on. You know, first round of the playoffs start up this week. And like we said, like probably 2 weeks ago, a lot of those first seeded teams and second seeded teams, they pretty much held true to form throughout the end of the season. There really wasn't much shuffling at all with anybody there. You know, the dominant team, you know, up in that American Conference of the midgets, was the Harrisburg Packers. Broncos, yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes, you're correct. Broncos running it all the way, and then you know you go down to some of those other conferences, Middletown, you know, the midgets, and then you go all the way down to the other conference, and you got West Perry. But you're right behind them. You know what I mean? How many losses did you guys have this year?
We have one. To
One.
West Perry.
All right. So wow, I'm looking forward, man. Hopefully
Yes.
you guys meet up in that Super Bowl.
Nice. It's gonna be a game.
Nice. I like it. I like when we get some comebacks. You know, you got those teams you get to play against, stuff like that. And I know, you know, you're looking at some of them like in the midgets with Broncos and Redland. I want to see that one. If they meet up again, I know there was 1 and 2 seeds, but that was a nice game there.
Yeah, you don't want to really discount anybody at this point.
No.
But you know, I think people are looking ahead to those matchups. You have those 1 and 2 seeds, you know, playing during the year and
Yes.
good games. And it was really, you know, a lot of times it was only the only test that they had during the year.
Yeah, some of them.
And you know, so I think everyone's looking forward to those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think most likely the most competitive matchups will probably be between, you know, seeds 4 and 5,
Which typically are, you know, always something.
and 6 and 3.
Yeah.
But you never know. Some teams may be able to spring that 1-8 upset.
Hey, you know, remember a couple years ago, I remember Holy Name played, I think it was the Packers in the second round
Yeah.
and knocked them off. They beat them earlier in the season. Holy Name, I think, was a 4 seed that year. I think Central Dauphin was the 2 seed. And they knocked them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They beat I think it was the Packers, knocked them out. So you never know. I mean, that's why you play the game, man. This is one game and you're done. Regular season only matters for your seeding, and after that, anything goes. And let's be honest, sometimes, you know, I know you've dealt with it, sometimes kids are hurt. And you get some of these kids back, you know, they might have been out 3 or 4 games, you lost 3 or 4 games, you still, you know, got in the playoffs, and then you get on a roll. And all of a sudden, you know, you're like, where'd this team come from? How were they a 5 seed and all of a sudden? But they were very good in the beginning. They just, you know, stumbled with some of their injuries.
Yeah, and especially with the rule that we have in place with the CFA, that allowing teams to add players up until the very last week of the season.
Oh, wow.
And you know, so you never know what teams added who and who's, you know, who's available now. So anything could happen any given week.
Yeah, and you know, and that's true. I mean, I don't think any of these teams should take anybody lightly, even though during the season you might kick the team's butt by 20, 30, 40 points, whatever. I think anything can happen. You know, you get hot and you roll into it. I know you had a couple shout-outs you had to give out here.
Yeah, a couple quick shout-outs. Got a message from Susquehanna coach. They went 6 and 3 on the year. They lost 22-8 to West Perry. Well, he wanted to give them a shout-out. Actually, it wasn't a coach.
Was that the midget?
Actually, from a parent.
Okay.
Midgets. And
That's a program there, that West Perry program, or the Susquehanna program, that they were down for a lot of years, but they seem like they're in the right direction now. They seem like they're really building up there. They've got some really good people up there running the program, and I think that's a program that you're going to see over the next couple of years build themselves back up to be in contention throughout.
And one thing you pointed out, I didn't know, they had only 13 kids on the team, so that's
Oh, really?
pretty
They went
impressive.
6 and 3.
And as he said, usually they've been towards the bottom of the standings, but
That is
come out
pretty
6 and
impressive.
3 and give, you know, West Perry a pretty competitive game. You know,
Yeah, and that
West Perry's
level,
been scoring so many points on the midget level, so.
Yeah.
And I actually got a shout out from one of the coaches at Hummelstown. They lost to Hershey this weekend.
Okay.
16-8 the midgets, but he
Well, that was a good game because, you know, Hershey's number 2 seed coming out.
Right.
You know, and Hummelstown's the 6 seed.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? The only loss Hershey had was to Middletown, who's been just steamrolling people.
And I was asked to give a shout out to Jair Rawlinson from Redland, a Pee Wee quarterback. I'm not sure what their record is, but I'm guessing they'll have to run into York at some point. who's going for the three-peat, I think, at the Pee Wee level. Which is kind of
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they've won two. I think they've won two championships in a row. Somebody could probably correct me on that if I'm wrong, but and they will.
No, I believe you're right.
So,
I think they have.
So we appreciate the shout-outs. Keep them coming.
Yeah, no, everything you guys can add. And if you're a coach out there and you want to be featured on the show, please, all you got to do is call us. That's all Brian D said. I want to get on the show. All right, you're on, man.
Yep.
We're rocking and rolling. This is the man, so we'll gladly put people on. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? That's what it's all about. Ed, we talk about now, you get into the first round of the playoffs, and there's always, the 8 seed really has no pressure, in my opinion, to the number 1 seed. Let's be honest. You probably lost them pretty bad during the season. Nobody expects anything. A lot of pressure goes to that number 1 seed. And for most years, it usually turns out the number 1 seed does the job. But these are kids. Are you going to stay focused? Let's go. You see some of these high school kids that can't stay focused week to week to week. They have a down week, and then all of a sudden, boom, they lose a game they shouldn't lose. So,
Hey, I was going to ask you as a coach, how do you prepare your team to play a team that you may have blown out, let's say earlier in the year, and you got them in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's difficult. That's a difficult task. And we really preach, at least in my program, we preach 1 week at a time. We don't look ahead. We don't skip ahead to, what's coming down the road. We just kind of prepare 1 week at a time and, go through our weekly preparations the same way as we would play, a number 1 seed versus number 8 seed. And, we don't take anything for granted. We really kind of try to hammer that home to the players. And, so far it's been working. It's been working all right.
Right.
but I feel you probably think it is probably sometimes tough. You get these kids, you never know where their head's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we walked all over this team last time. Blah, blah, blah. And I know as much as you can do as a coach, you try to make it out, but.
Right. We don't really focus a whole lot, and during these weeks we kind of go back and we hit on the fundamentals. So we go back and form tackling and form blocking, and really try and take this opportunity to prepare the kids for what's coming at the next level. So that's kind of our philosophy, and we spend a lot of time doing that. And every opportunity we can, we get into individual sessions, and we try and really help these kids out as far as getting them ready for the next level.
Yeah.
And I think that's, as a midget coach, I think that's our jobs.
Okay.
In a certain respect, is to get these kids ready to go on to the next level.
I agree with him. I think that's very, very important of, getting these kids ready to play. It teaches them the fundamentals, because I think that's what Ed and I talked about, a couple times on the show. It seems like some of those fundamentals are gone. Like you said, you're going back to the form tackling, going back to the blocking. You see some of these kids out there, you're like, what the heck's going on? You know what I mean? It almost seems like it's forgotten. It's like the big hit. But the problem is that big hit was one time, and the other 18 times somebody ran right by it. So, I'm glad to hear that, because I think that's what I think sometimes youth sports, sometimes we get so caught up in the wins, which, don't get me wrong, I hate losing. And that's probably most, you guys probably hate losing too. But if you're teaching that kid to prosper later on in life, I think that's what it's about. I think that's sometimes what we forget.
And it's a lot about what they see on TV on NFL on Sunday. You see that's probably the worst league I've seen. Tackling wise, you see better tackling at the high school level and the college level than you see it in the NFL. And a lot of the kids, they try and emulate that.
Yeah.
And, so we have to try and combat that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's supposed to be another nice weekend, so it looks like you guys are going to look out again with another nice one. I know when it gets cold out, sometimes you got to change the philosophy a little bit. Kids act a little bit different. I remember, working with some of the high school teams back in the day, and, you start getting to that first week, second week of the playoffs, districts, and all of a sudden the kids come out a little different, and it's like 20 degrees, colder than what it used to be, and you see that, and you're like, what the heck's going on? And that plays with you. I know this week should be pretty good. Maybe Sunday might get some rain, stuff like that. Should be good, but I know coming up in those playoffs, and that's what I mean. You just never know what team's going to show up. And hopefully those teams come out ready to rock and roll and do it all up. But I know we wanted to talk about something else. Ed and I had the opportunity to go over and highlight the Crab Bowl.
Yep.
The tryout for the Crab Bowl here. And it's fantastic. How about the turnout?
Great turnout.
We were there from the 2 to 4 session, and there had to be, 28 up
Yeah.
on each squad. They at least came for the try at that time. Now I know there was another one later on.
Yep.
But how about the quality of players coming out?
Lots of good quarterbacks, lots of skilled players, and I'm sure they'll talk about, upcoming tryouts.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they look for linemen as well, but
Yeah.
a lot of good players from around the area, and it was great to see them come out and take advantage of this opportunity that's coming up in December.
Yeah, I think it was a great opportunity to say, they offered it. It was a great venue in McDevitt.
It's great coaching too.
Yeah, and I mean, the coaches that came out to help out were just,
And
stars.
the parents.
Yeah.
And the
I mean,
parents that
good.
helped out the football moms to make
Yeah.
sure they get the shout
Oh,
out.
yeah,
So,
football moms are the best.
Yes, so they definitely were there, but I mean, it was just a great effort. It was great to see everybody come together. It
Yeah.
didn't matter what team you played on. They all had different jerseys on, but these kids were all out there competing, having a good time. So it was good to see that going on, because they're all gonna play for one team. You know what I mean? They're all gonna play for Team PA.
Yeah.
And that's what it matters, yeah. During the season, regular season, CFA season, all right, fine. But they all put that aside for that day, and they all had a blast. I enjoyed warming them up. They were great. Usually get a bunch of kids, when you have 100-some kids, you're trying to warm them up, chatting over here, fooling around over here. Man, those kids are focused on what they wanted to get done, man, for the 25 minutes I had them. So it was awesome.
even the young ones. But talk
Yeah.
a little bit about
Yeah, I mean, I think the word that you used, opportunity, was the word that was the key word there. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create an opportunity for these players to get out there and see what's out there, in the Mid-Atlantic region. There's a lot of good football, not just in PA, but there's some really good youth football in Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, West Virginia, and these are all teams that we're going to be playing, the best of the best from those states. So, one of the things that I wanted to do, and I know I talked with you a couple times about this, and is bring these kids into the 21st century around here and get them the exposure that they deserve. I mean, we all know that, there's kids in 9th grade now that are getting scholarship offers.
Absolutely.
And there's kids all over the place that coaches are looking at from the 8th grade on. And, when I became a commissioner in this league, when Joe, God rest his soul, asked me to do it, the one thing that I really wanted to do was to try and get these kids more exposure and get them out there and see what's out there in this region. And so this is kind of the first step into that. We did a little venture with FBU last year that was good, but with this opportunity came up this year, and it really started off with Tony Kennedy contacting actually a parent of a player in the CFA, and she came to me, and we got on board, and we talked with the KYFL, and we talked with the Anthracite League up north, and so it's a combined joint effort. It's not just a CFA thing.
Nice.
So we're trying to get 3 leagues, 1 team. Anybody from the Red Rose is also welcome to come and play. So we're just looking for the best that the region has to offer. Take them down there, get them some exposure, and have a good time. Have a good time with them. The coaching that we have is pretty darn good coaching. Warren Ritter is going to be the defensive coordinator, a CDE East guy. We all know Warren.
Great guy.
Good coach,
Sucked
great
him
guy. Tony Buglio. We all know Tony Buglio. Probably the most decorated, I guess I'll say,
Yeah.
CFA coach in history.
Yeah.
Well, I think he won, 10, 11 championships in a row.
We stopped counting.
Program. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but we all know Tony, and we have got a good staff. Kenny Carmichael is going to be coaching the offensive
Good.
line for the
That's
8th grade
awesome.
team. High school coach in the past at Halifax High School, out at Central Dauphin now. So we've got some really good guys that are on the staff. So, it's not just about going out there and trying to win this thing. It's about getting these kids a little bit different perspective of coaching and a little bit different, viewpoint, a little bit different technique maybe than they were taught in the regular season. So, getting them that and the exposure, and I think it's a win-win situation for everybody. Go down there, have a good time, and, see what we can do.
That's awesome. Now, when is the game?
We'll be playing the second weekend in December is when we start.
Okay.
The tournament actually starts, and it's the 8th grade team will be playing at McDaniels College in Westminster, so not that far away. It's a nice trip. We'll be staying overnight a little bit down there Friday night, Saturday night. We'll probably stay overnight, and let's have a good time with the kids. So if we get through that first weekend, we'll go back down the second weekend or the next weekend in July, December, which is the weekend before Christmas. So hopefully make it a 2-weekend thing and bring home a trophy.
That's
Well,
nice.
I have to say, I have to commend the coaches
Yes.
and parents that took that information, because we've talked for years, and me and Dave definitely have talked for years about getting these kids out of this area, out the area, just seeing different competition, find out what you have to work on. Let's see what's something different that's out there, and especially with unlimited weight football. I mean, that's going to be a new thing for some of these kids. So, but that's what you're going to face at high school. So.
Yeah, I mean, they make that jump from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, and it's a big difference. And I think that it's the first step that we're going to take to get these kids up into the 21st century. And I think kids around here are starving for something like this.
Absolutely.
Because it's a whole different ballgame in Maryland. And it's a whole different ballgame in New Jersey, and it's a whole different ballgame in Virginia. And I think that through the things that you're doing with the academy and the things that you're doing with the training, I think that kids are kind of starting to get on board now a little bit, and I can see the hype out there for this Team PA thing. And, I wish it was around when my son was playing, because it would have been pretty cool to get to watch that. So from a parent's perspective, but, we do the Turnpike Classic, we do those kind of things, and it's great for the kids, but we're looking for that next level, and, taking it back to the old Sharks team that Tony and Warren did before. So I think it's going to be a good thing for everybody.
Now, do you guys have another trial coming up?
We do.
Okay.
There'll be one this coming Saturday. It's at Moreland Park in Carlisle, and it's going to run from 9. Registration will be at 9. Walk-up only. There's no online registration for this one, and it's going to go from 10 to 12, but registration starts at 9. We are looking for linemen, because this is a limited weight thing. Even those guys that maybe never played before, that we can get out there and work with for a couple of weeks, and we're just looking for some big boys. We got skill positions. Harrisburg, a lot of good guys around here that can throw the ball, run the ball, catch the ball. But since we are a weighted league, meaning that our weight limit is 160 at the midget level, we don't develop linemen like we should be, and so that's what we're looking for. And the KYFL, the Anthracite League, they have some good ball players up there and down there, and hopefully we'll get some of those guys out and make this a big combined joint effort.
Nice.
The 8th of November we'll be up at I believe it's Schuylkill Haven, doing a tryout up there as well for the Anthracite League. Tryouts are open for everybody though, so if you're from the CFA, you missed 1 or 2, go on up there. We'll get that information out on the website here soon.
Okay. Scott definitely want to get that.
So there's 2 more trials you got?
Yeah.
This Saturday and then the 8th?
Yep.
Okay.
So you heard it, they're looking for the big boys.
That's what they're looking for, definitely. But how many are they taking on each team? Because there's an 8th grade team, a 7th, and a 6th, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We can take up to 33 kids.
Okay.
And we will be running a separate offense and a separate defense. So kids both ways, because it's a lot of football on the weekend.
Sure.
Need kickers, need punters, need long snappers. So
Now, how many games could they possibly play in that first weekend?
3 max the first weekend, and then 2 the following weekend.
Okay, so if they win everything out,
Yeah.
it would be over the following weekend. Gotcha. Man, I think that's, like we said, I think it's a great
That's
opportunity. So
exciting.
if you don't take advantage of that, it's your fault. Like, if you have the opportunity to do it, you better get there. I think that's what you need to see for competition-wise. I mean, honestly, we've talked about it for so many years. Kids need to get out, just like we mentioned earlier, need to get out and see other people, see other talent. Don't think you're the big dog because you stay in central Pennsylvania. You got to get yourself out, see what else is out there.
As he said, especially at this level,
Yes.
going from 8th to 9th grade, that's such a big jump. And some of these kids aren't physically ready or mentally ready, and it's a big culture shock.
Yeah, and you're going to see this down there because a lot of these other teams don't have that, weighted league and stuff like that. So they're already going to be ready. They're coming in. You might see a 220-pound kid in 8th grade. You're like, what does that do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what you're going to see in high school. You know what I mean? It's nothing different. You're getting ready for high school. So I think it's fantastic to have that opportunity. I think, it's great that Tony reached out and you got back to him and all that kind of stuff to set that in motion. Because, people if you weren't here, who knows where to go? You know what I mean? So I like your vision. I think the people out there got to really appreciate that you took that step.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's one of the hardest thing. Sometimes the hardest thing just to get started. And you did that, boom, like we said, the trial was phenomenal. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, got a lot of kids to warm up here. You know what I mean? But that's a better thing than having 3 kids show up. And I'm like, okay. And Ed's filming the 3 kids the whole time. One kid's got an hour worth of film all by himself.
All kinds of exposure.
Yeah, it's great exposure for him.
Speaking out.
But, it was phenomenal. I was really impressed with even how it ran. It was like boom, 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 boom. All right. And you got these coaches that came out and everybody knew what they were doing. And, parents were, good up in the stands and stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
I think Tony, I think Ed and I have to make a little trip down.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
Oh my God, we'll have a tailgate. You and I just have a tailgate for the game.
You're all invited.
Yeah.
Bring a dish.
So we can do that. But anything else you want to add?
No, I think that about covers with the crab bowl.
Okay.
And it wasn't just me, obviously. So
Well, I know.
But it was a lot of people. It's a lot of people going into this, and really, it's the first year that we're doing something like this. So it's a lot of trial and error. But we're trying to keep it together, trying to be organized and do the best we can. So hopefully it'll turn out well.
Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on, talking
Yeah.
football, and definitely the crab bowl.
One more thing before we go. Where is, I know, it's a little bit further events, and we're still getting through the first round of games, and they can be at different sites, but where's going to be, why don't you let people know where the Super Bowl is going to be held this year?
Oh, it'll be up in Kenningsburg. Kenningsburg High School, both Saturday and Sunday, Federal Conference and National Conference, American Conference, all be up in Kenningsburg High School this year. It's a great facility, great warm-up facilities there, beautiful field, great stands, good parking. So I think we've got the best of both worlds here. It's centrally located, and hopefully we'll have a good turnout for this. Get out there, support the kids, and they thrive on this.
Yeah.
They love to see the stands packed, and if you not do anything, get out there that weekend. It's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, I know, we've been to a couple of the Super Bowl games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Better
I
crowds
honestly,
than high school crowds.
some of them crowds are
For the most part.
unbelievable. So I agree with you. I think the parents do a great job, and the people who come out, even past players who come back to see some of their teams, you know what I mean, that they played on before, was unbelievable. So, guys, if you're not doing anything that weekend, even in these playoffs, let's be honest, these kids have worked their rear ends off. Get out to the playoff games and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, so get there, support them. Like I said, you never know what can happen. And each week that we go on and stuff like that. But make sure you check the website, because that's where all the games are located, where the teams are going to be and stuff. Get there, you'll find out, you'll put the stuff up about the next 2 tryouts that they have for the Crab Bowl. So make sure you guys go on there. If you always have questions, my man Ed, he is the guru of the computer, the technology man. Like I said, his app, if you haven't got it yet, I'm coming after you. I'm serious, I'm coming after you. I'm sitting out like 8 times, I think, on every week. The guy's app is the bomb. All right, that's the last time I'm saying. So if you don't get it, Ed will tell me I'm coming after you.
Absolutely, he means it. But if you have any updates or shout-outs, for next week, email me at rivalspa@gmail.com. Of course, we'll definitely get it on. So.
Yeah, we definitely will. Yeah, we definitely like to do it. Yep.
One more thing is we are going to be working with Dave here coming up for a combine for the CFA. If you haven't done a combine yet, you have a player that hasn't done a combine yet, it's never too early to start.
Right.
Because you're going to have to do this moving forward in high school and get your name out there. If you want to get your name out there, you have to do these things and learn how to do them. And you guys go out there, you teach them how to do it, show them how to do it, and you put them through the drills. And that's great. Also, we're talking about a concussion seminar with Dave for the parents and the players, talking about that, which will be coming on the same weekend too. So
that's what we can do to mitigate that. I'm not trying to talk about what happens afterwards. You guys get enough of that information. We're trying to hopefully mitigate a lot of these injuries that are occurring and the severity of them, because it's an epidemic. It's a bad epidemic, actually. So whatever we can do to help you guys out, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try to put that together. Anything else, Ed?
That's it. Except for, good luck to all the teams this weekend.
Definitely. Best of luck, guys. I know you guys put a lot of time in. It's all the way back from July. We're already, mid-October, so best of luck. Brian, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Anytime. You are always welcome on the show, man. Good luck to your team as well, man. Good luck this weekend. Guys, this is Coach Brix.
Ed O'Brien.
And this is the program.